Hello everyone, with the Jewish Week Online. I'm your host, Aaron Herman. We're here at New in Jerusalem, and this organization is truly unique, where they bring causes and fashion together. Let's take a closer look. Whenever you start up a company, having a cause behind a venture is really unique. And your company does something really interesting in bringing causes to the forefront and using fashion. So tell us a little bit about your organization.
Okay, no problem. So in Israel today there's over 32,000 non-profit organizations. That's in the fields of human rights, humanitarian aid, education, culture, scientific research. And the list goes on, which paints a picture of a society that very much cares about what's going on. So we started this clothing company that essentially wants to tell this story to the world. We want to showcase Israeli organizations that are doing incredible work both in Israel and to the world, and to do it in a way that's cool and fun that people can enjoy.
So, walk us through some of the different causes that you have.
No problem. So we have an organization called Save a Child's Heart, which is the largest organization of its kind in the world. They bring sick kids from all over the world, from Africa, from China. 40% of the kids they bring are actually Arab from the Middle East, that are suffering from heart problems, and they get free heart surgery in Israel at the Wilson Hospital just outside Tel Aviv. The doctors volunteer their time after hours, and so far this organization has saved close to 3,000 kids in 10 years, which is incredible. Open heart surgery in the United States costs millions of dollars, and here these doctors are doing it for literally for free. Beyond that, we have an organization, Jewish Heart for Africa, which instill Israeli solar technology throughout Africa. Today in Africa there's close to 1 billion people that live without access to electricity and running water. And this organization has found a cheap and sustainable way to to bring water and electricity to hundreds and thousands of people every year. We have an organization, Leket, which distribute 20,000 meals in Israel every day, non-discriminatory to all sectors of society. We have an organization, Dream Doctors, which is, if you've seen the movie Patch Adams, that's the Medical Clowning Association of Israel, and they go to Israeli hospitals and they go to disaster areas around the world, and they bring trauma relief to kids that are suffering from all sorts of things. So this is the type of thing we do. It's humanitarian. It's good things in the world. There's no politics. We don't get involved in politics, and it's just good stuff.
And how did you start?
With great difficulty. We started very small. In fact, we started with one T-shirt. There was no big vision in the beginning. It was I had a T-shirt designed for one organization, and I actually went around for close to 2 years just promoting just one organization. We had a tremendous response from students, from people around the world. We had a website that just promoted one shirt, and we decided to move the concept forward and to start promoting multiple causes, as many as we can at the same time.
And obviously the Olympics are here, and there's been a rally around the world to try to get the Olympics committee to have a moment of silence for the murdered Israeli athletes. And you have a T-shirt that represents that. How did that come about?
Look, the situation is just simply unacceptable. 40 years ago, 11 Israeli athletes were brutally murdered at the Olympic Games. It's the rights of the families of those victims, to ask the Olympic Committee to have a 1-minute silence at the opening ceremony. They're not asking for a lot. They're just asking for recognition. And I think at the back of everyone's minds is, if this was not Israel, if this was another country that this had happened to, would they respect that as well? And so, we just try to bring some justice, and that's why we decided to launch that campaign.
And how do you design the T-shirts? Like, what's the process?
We have a whole bunch of people around the world that design shirts for us. Some of them, volunteer their time and their work. Other people we pay. And the idea is essentially every 2 weeks we launch a different design. We partner with different organizations, and we get different artists, to contribute their work. And
what has been your most successful campaign?
It's hard to tell. Most of the shirts in the store have been pretty successful. We launched actually 2 years ago. We launched a T-shirt for an organization that produced a video on YouTube, and over 3.5 million people saw that video. So instantly there was an incredible success. I would say numbers-wise, that's the most successful one that we've had. The Save a Child's Heart one is incredibly successful due to the fact that we've managed to connect with so many people around the world that have landed up taking the shirt and doing so much more with it. So it's almost like the T-shirt has become like the trigger, the starting point, and it's inspired a lot of people to do, you know, things that we could never have imagined and done ourselves.
And where can people learn more about your store and purchasing the T-shirts?
We have a website, www.nucampaign.org. All the information is there, videos, text, the T-shirts. We ship shirts worldwide, and we would love to hear from anyone that has any ideas or wants to make contact with us.
As you can see, New is transforming the way people connect to causes around the globe. This is Aaron Herman, and thank you for watching.